I will do everything I can to find it.
Inferno was directed by Ron Howard and stars Tom Hanks and Felicity Jones. It is the next installment of the Davinci Code, Angels and Demons, whatever it is, trilogy. And just from the starting screenings, this movie has just been critically panned in every direction. And you know what, the trailers did not look that horrible for this film, so I did want to see it. And Felicity Jones is a great actress. I loved her in True Story and Theory of Everything. She is a great actress. And obviously everyone loves Tom Hanks. I mean, Big, Forrest Gump, Bridge of Spies. He's in every movie. This year, in my opinion, I haven't really liked his films. Like Sully did not hit it for me, but you know what? I'm hoping that this movie did. I will say that I enjoyed this better than Sully. But did I exactly enjoy it? To start off, I really like films like this. Films that actually make you have to think. And films that where if you go on your phone or you doze off, you will just be completely lost. Like Interstellar, that was perfect in that category. But Inferno really lacks a plot. From the get-go, if you ever have seen any of the older Saw films, and when they go through a trap and it has all these spinning shots and just close-ups and just shaky cam and just weird noises, it just gives you a headache. That was the entire first act of this movie, was headache-inducing visions that made no sense. And you figure these things out before he does. Before Tom Hanks does. You know when the audience is ahead of the actual people in the movie, you have an issue. I predict this entire film, except for one small part, which I will not give away, but the plot twist at the almost end of the film really did get me. It's not exactly necessary, but it made sense. And kind of like The Boy, the plot twist at the end of The Boy, it made sense, but the execution of explaining it was horrible. And the screenplay, it really doesn't understand what it wants to be. It wants to be, you know, like Davinci Code, Angel and Demons type of thing, but it's just way too simple. This movie is too simple. The cinematography, I have a lot of issues with cinematography in modern blockbuster filming nowadays. The shaky cam. This movie was like Blair Witch, but when you have that much shaking and you're not a found footage movie, you're doing something very, very awry because, I mean, I should not be getting a headache by a movie where the camera is on a rig. If I had a quarter of a penny for every single time Inferno does a flashback, richest man on earth. There are so many flashbacks and just explanations and just scenes from before. They don't make sense. I don't see how these visions from Tom Hanks get into his head when he wasn't even there. It doesn't work like that. Inferno has so many subplots and so many things that it wants to work with, but it kind of just forgets about all of them when it goes through the film. The overall ending, it was just so shallow. This entire movie is just 1 inch deep. It is just beyond just crystal clear, shallow, and not at all funny. It tries to be funny. It tries to have a plot. It tries to have a soundtrack. It tries to do so many things. It just fails in every aspect. Felicity Jones tries. Tom Hanks could have tried a little bit harder. I just didn't like Inferno as much as I wanted to, but you know what? As a October, just go to the movies and have fun type of movie, this is a fun movie. I mean, if you want to go to the movies and just sit back and watch something that seems a little bit like a parody, then go ahead and watch Inferno, because Inferno was worth the watch. Don't see it in theaters, Redbox it, or illegally stream it, because I don't know what this was. You can understand it because it's obviously very, very thin plot, but you know what? It is what it is, and I'm going to give Inferno a solid D+. I'm not saying this movie is absolutely atrocious, in which in most aspects it is. I didn't have an issue sitting back and watching it. I would watch it again. I would rent it, but I just don't know what this was wanting to be. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have Boo a Medea Halloween video up later, and a top, I think it was 12 horror films coming tomorrow. So please watch that. And next week I hope to see Hacksaw Ridge and Doctor Strange, so watch out for that too.